So, welcome, Blessed Tribe. If this is your first time, welcome. Make sure you subscribe before you leave if you like the content you see. Today, I will be sharing 7 ways to say no. Now, all of them won't be flat out no, 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 but they will be ways that I have learned how to maneuver in life without exhausting yourself and with having healthy boundaries. So, I'm going to jump right into it. So, one is simply just to say no. So I thought of some scenarios or maybe some examples of where I had to use it. So a simple one is just saying no flat out. And if somebody wants to borrow, for example, hey Jess, may I borrow $50? So my response would just be no. And I would listen to their host spiel about why they need the $50, and I would just have to say no because the only way I usually don't give out resources is that if I need it for another expense at a later date. And I won't explain why I can't provide it. I'll just say no. And the person usually will say, "Oh, if in my circle, if I said no, I really just don't have it." It's not just because there's no explanation, but you don't have to give a person one. Number two, this is when somebody is asking you, like, hey, do you want to donate to my fundraising? Hey, do you want to make this investment? Can you, again, give money? And you would just answer, another way to say no is not at this time. And these answers don't require a explanation or follow-up conversation or anything. Not at this time. So not at this time is a kind way to say, hey, my money is just tied up in something else. Hey, the answer is no, and I'm not going to do it. And do everything with a smile. Be very respectful. That's going to be key when delivering these no's. So number three is like one of my favorites. And I used to be the person that used to give a response right away. Oh, can you watch my baby? Yeah, sure. Didn't even check my calendar. Don't even know if I got Blush Tribe members to meet with. Don't even know what my exercise regimen may be, what London's cheerleading and all her gymnastics and all that schedule. I didn't even check to see none of that. I'm just like, yeah, I got you. Put that cape on. I got you, girl. So let me get back to you. When somebody say, hey, can you attend my wedding? Hey, can you attend my bridal shower? Hey, can you attend, my 3-year-old baby birthday, my, this event, that event? Let me get back to you. And usually people don't walk around with their calendars like, oh, here's my calendar. Let me check it right quick in the grocery store when you get a text message. Just say, let me get back to you. And the tricky is you got to wait 1 or 2 days. And it's really not a trick. These are just things that will keep you in boundaries. Healthy boundaries won't make you overcommit to yourself, overspend money that you don't have, or overspend energy that you're going to be exhausted by Friday. So let me get back with you. Let me check my calendar, check my schedule, check with my husband. Let me just check into it, and then I'm gonna let you know. And then after a day or two pass, your answer is just no. I can't make it. Something's came up. You know, I'll send a donation. For the baby shower or for your bridal shower. I physically just can't be there. And when you are starting a business, you are going to have to sit right here. Like right now, I'm at my table. My grandma left me behind, Miss Nancy. She passed away a couple years ago, and I inherited her table. So I am sitting at this table, and in order to produce this video, I have to take time. I have to say, no, I can't be on the phone. I can't be here, there, everywhere. So if you're starting a business, starting a new journey, setting a goal of working out, eating healthy, spending more time with your kids, getting married this year, you buying a home this year, you're going to have to sit wherever you are able to sit, whether it be in your bedroom, whether it be at your table. I sit in my car and record a video. I just can't be doing other stuff except making the video. So you have to dedicate time. So your answer is going to have to be no, let me get back to you. Not at this time. You're going to have to start practicing that stuff so you won't feel remorse like, oh, I feel so bad because I can never be anywhere. But you're working on something. And when you're working on something, you just can't be everywhere. You have to be very picky and choosy about where you spend your time and your energy moving forward after you watching this video. So, number four is when you're closing chapters. Now, if it's a very, toxic relationship, you got to snip it, cut it just like the umbilical cord. All life will be lost immediately after the cut happens. Far as you and that other person, or you and that business, you and any type of toxic things that's happening in your life, relationships with family members. If somebody is causing you physical harm, emotional distress, your body's aching, your tummy's all tight when you talk to the person, you get in the room with the person, your ears start burning, your back get tense, time to cut it off. So when you're closing chapters, unless you have a immediate cutoff, try to do it respectfully. And you can do subtle things like unfollow the person on social media. You can delete them off of your social media. You can block them. When they go and search your name, they'll know, hey, she didn't already block me. That's one indicator that you really don't have to say, but you can do to say, hey, let's push back. Let's do a little boundary. Let me just slowly merge you on out my life. And um, this is what you use when you're cutting relationship ties, when you're closing a relationship or putting distance in between you and the other person that's causing you some sort of discomfort. And that's enough for me to be like, something about you like a fence rider, something about you is not quite authentic, genuine, and trustworthy. So let me put a little distance in between me and you. And that could lead to an extreme cut off, or just a blocking situation if it's nobody you're personally connected to in your real life. So it's kind of like you serve yourself a no contact order. And a lot of people go to like the government to get these orders, but you are in control of if you answer your phone when a person texts you, you can block them so the text message won't even come through, or you can go to the next level and change your number. So it's many ways that you can stop communicating with people, especially if they're not bringing pleasant experiences, uplifting information that can help your business, any type of like discord. If you are uncomfortable with the way that that person is treating you, the things that they are saying to you, and the actions they're doing in your presence, you have the control to leave that person's home. You have control of never to talk to that person ever again if you decide that it has been that toxic. Like I said, unfollow the person, block the person, serve yourself a unofficial no contact order where you are saying for 3 months I'm just not going to talk to this person, and we'll revisit in 3 months to see, hey, if that person is still that way. And you have to make a decision in your mind that this is not someone who you would like to continue to have in your personal space, tied to your business, tied to your marriage, tied with your kids, and the direction that you're going in your life. So sometimes you have to change numbers, disconnects all social media, contact, all text messages, do not respond to phone calls, text messaging, voicemails, messages that they send from other people. And then you can even tell your friends, hey, me and this friend are no longer associating with each other. So if you know that, this person is having an event and I'm not invited, I don't care to hear about y'all time while you were there. I don't care to hear about anything negative that's going on in that person's life. I just don't want to hear anything else about that person. And if the person that is mutually tied to the other person that you are no longer associated with or distancing yourself from, if they continue to come back and try to force you to rekindle this relationship with this person, or hey, this person said that, or they have to respect the boundary as well, or then you'll have to remove two people from your life. So try to create boundaries respectfully. And if you are the type of person who are doing the things that I'm saying, if somebody has broken off with a romantic relationship or a friendship, and you continue to, tell the person negative things about the other person that's going on, or, things that the other person is doing, things that's happening in their life. I mean, unless it's life or death, everybody kind of has a little bit remorse and compassion in that way. But if we're just trying to have a good time, like I don't want to really hear about the other person. And I think I've been guilty of that a time or two before, like where I knew two people weren't talking, but I still was just like, if I'm a mutual person. So I now know, reflecting back, making this video, and over a period of time and experiences, that that's not the right thing to do. So if you know that the other person is on a no contact order with that person, they're putting some distance in between that person. Don't be the person that's going and, trying to rekindle it or force it or just taking little bird messages back. They're on a no contact order. And if you are under no contact order, don't break your contact until you decide that you're in a healthy place, no longer triggered by this person, and you can talk to them head on and say, hey, I think my next one was, let's see. Yeah, like when you tell them, like I didn't like when after you're no longer triggered, you're not upset if you guys took a year, 2 years, 6 months, or whatever away from each other. When you do get a chance to talk to one another, and let's just say the thing happened again, or before it happens, you can just say, hey, you know, I personally just took a distance from you because you refused to, respect and honor when I told you 2 or 3 times before that I didn't like it when you, brought up my past. I didn't like it when you made a joke publicly and it made everybody laugh, but I wasn't the only one. I was the only one not laughing. So I didn't think that was funny. Or, hey, what you just said was very, abusive. Like I didn't like the language that you used. I didn't like the way you spoke about my physical appearance. I don't like the way you said that about something, that I'm already triggered by. Like, so I'm asking you not to make those comments, refrain from making those comments, especially on a public platform where we're in front of a group of people. We're trying to have a good time. When I'm no longer having a good time, I'm not going to be there. I just love myself that much now where I'm just not going to be there if I'm not enjoying my time and the energy and the things that are being said about me in my presence, especially. So, another way to just say no is to just say, I don't like when you just did that. And sometimes you can pull the person to the side. You can send them a text message. Just make sure you actually vocalize it. That's been one of my downfalls in my past. I haven't been very vocal about things that bothered me. So people, when you don't be vocal about things that bother you, they're going to keep doing it. They're going to do it again. It's just going to keep intensifying because they don't know that that's a boundary for you. They don't know that that's something, that comment, that thing they did bothers you. But when you do speak up and you do tell somebody, hey, that comment you just made was inappropriate. I didn't like it. It made me feel uncomfortable. It was a trigger for me. It, emotionally, it didn't set well for me. It's not conducive to the environment. It's not things that should have been said in the first place. If it's not, it's not funny if I'm coming at you like this. So make sure that you make it clear, crystal clear that what has happened, you don't like it. And that is, if you do that once or twice and the person continue to overstep that boundary, if the person continues to do things that are emotionally damaging to you, makes you feel horrible, makes you, not feel comfortable in that setting that you're in, don't go. Say no. I'll get back to you maybe at another time. Things like that. So, I feel like speaking up for yourself is another way of saying no. Letting somebody know that abusive language, that humiliating comments and things like that will not be tolerated any longer. So you have to verbally say it. Don't think that you guys have telepathy or something and you are gonna get these messages in their mind through the universe. No, you physically have to say these things. And we sometimes do self abuse. We cause things to happen to ourselves, or, we allow people to do things to us where we could just say no, or we can just put boundaries in place or standards or words or something in between you and that person. So sometimes let's just say an example, if you're really hungry, you may say, well, I'm going to wait until, my whole group of people are ready to eat, and then that's when I'm going to eat. No, don't be afraid to step out and say, you know what, I'm going to run to the store for 10 minutes and I'm going to be back. You don't have to tell nobody where you're going. And this is if you needed, you were on a trip and you needed something from the store and you didn't want to ask anybody. You just wanted to slide out, get that item, and come back. You don't want to disturb the entire group, if you're in a group setting. But sometimes we'll say, I don't want to eat alone, so I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to starve. Or if you're working on a task and you gotta pee, or you need to stop and stretch or eat, and you will not stop. You like causing abuse on yourself. You have to tell yourself, no, I'm going to make this task wait. I'm going to go use the bathroom so I can come back and give it 110%. No, I'm not going to sit in a meeting. I don't care who it is. Even when I met Latoya, and she was like my biggest celebrity, biggest influence, on a pedestal on that level. Even meeting with her, when I was in that meeting, step out, use the bathroom. But some people literally are so embarrassed or so ashamed that they will not step away from the group, step away from the situation, step away from the task. Or if you're in a private meeting, you just want to stand there and be this, put this cape on and pretend you got it all together. Like, that's not real life. People will appreciate you more if you say, hey, can we take a 2-minute break? Because I got to use the bathroom. Versus just sitting there and you're about to mess up your bladder because you want to keep a facade on that you have it all together. Even if you're hungry, don't be scared to go sit down for 10 minutes and eat by yourself. Don't be afraid to do things independently because you are the only one that know your needs. So say no to denying yourself of things that you know you need. If you need a drink of water, stop. I would need a drink of water. And come right back to it. Simple. So if you are in a crowd, sometimes you may have to step away and say, no, my presence isn't going to be here for 10 or 15 minutes. I'll be right back. Don't do too much explaining because that's when you start feeling like, oh, I don't feel like explaining all that. I'm just not even going to say nothing. You'll sit there in your misery. Speak up. Just say, I'll be right back. Simple. Stretching, eating, using the bathroom, in a private meeting, you are in control of yourself. So you have to start putting these new goggles on, realizing that this is your life. You're the only one to know what you need. So stop abusing yourself. Stop denying yourself a food, a bathroom break, water, whatever, just because you're embarrassed about what other people are going to think about you. Oh, and one of my pet peeves is staying on the phone for a long time on hold. To me, that's not abuse or whatever, but it is not considerate of the other person. The other person isn't being considerate of you, or you have not been considerate of other people if you leave them on hold for longer than 3 minutes. Because all you have to do is click back over and say, hey, I'll call you back, or hey, I decided not to talk to that person, continue talking to you. But sitting there for 5 and 6 minutes on the phone because you're thinking, oh, that person is in an emergency or something, hang up. That's a way of saying, no, I'm not going to be sitting on hold for 6 and 7 minutes waiting on you when you were inconsiderate and you didn't click back over for 30 seconds and say, I'll call you right back. So you have to be in control of how people treat you. Hanging up is a way to say, nope, that's a boundary for me. And when somebody always wants you to pay for their luncheons, or they want to do activities that they know you don't got the money for, or always feeling like you got to pick up the tab, or feel like you have to overextend your monies to be around a certain group of people or a person, know that people will love you for free. Y'all can go to the park for free. Y'all can bring your own sandwiches and grapes to the park for free. You don't always have to spend your money. So I know me and my girlfriend, we went to the ice cream shop. Something simple like that. You don't have to spend a lot of money to have quality time with people. And if people are requesting that of you, that's a boundary where you must say, no, let's do something other than Netflix and chill for free. Let's get out the house, go to the shop, walk on the trail, meet at the park, get some Starbucks or something that's inexpensive or doesn't cost a lot of money, where you're not feeling like you're buying that person's love and affection. So that's not required of you. So you don't have to spend all your money. Think of some free activities if you feel like you're always with a person that want to spend a bunch of money, especially if they're not offering to pay for your items. They're always like, let's spend a bunch of money, and then you're broke after the luncheon. So no. And lastly, with your kids. So London always watches YouTube, and this is how she gets her Christmas list. This is how she gets things, knowledge about things I don't even know what she even talking about. I have to go Google search it myself. She watches Royalty Family, and they have all these expensive gadgets, electronics, and iPads, and Gucci this, and all this stuff. And I'm not hating on the Royalty Family, but I'm not, of that statute just yet. So if y'all want to support me, subscribe to my channel. But she always asks for these expensive things sometimes, and I'm like, an answer other than just saying no, baby girl, we're not getting that right now. Hey, let's see how you can earn that toy or that item that you would like. Let's see how many weeks of chores you will have to complete in order to earn it. And as a parent, it gives you more time to be able to, collect the monies or whatever. If your child is really deserving of that item, in need of that item, or it would help advance their academic career or whatever. Or you could say, hey, let's see if you meet your academic goals for this month, and that could be a reward for you reaching your academic goal. Let's see if you, what else did I write down? Your behavior, even in the home behavior, when you go outside to spend time with your godmom and other people and their families, how is your behavior? Stop just giving your kids toys, just because it's Easter, just because it's this, just because it's that. Try to get them to earn these things, and it also give you more time to put space in between when you're spending money. So she'll ask something simple like, let's go to the park today, and I'll be completely exhausted, so I could take her, but I won't be able to get on here or do the other things I need to do. So instead of just exhausting yourself for that particular day, because kids, they don't never get tired. When they get around 6 years old, their energy just like skyrocket. So you could have just took them to the Disney World park. They'll still just say, oh, well, what's the next thing? It's just the kid's nature. So sometimes I say, let's save that for tomorrow. So that is still a no, because we're not doing it today. But I didn't, just say no, London, we're not doing that. So I'll say, let's save that for tomorrow. Or if she wants that expensive item, hey, let's see how you can earn it. And it gives me more time to settle in calmness and, still be able to get her that item at a later date. And then it also teaches her household chores and, making sure she's conducting herself appropriately to get a reward for the things that she wants and the things that she deserves. So I hope that these tips help you, because these are just things I've learned through mistakes, through experiences, and through setting my own personal boundaries in my life. And you may say, oh, that's very rigid, to each his own. But I can say people don't call my phone asking to borrow money all the time, because that boundary is in place. People don't come out their face talking to me crazy. Oh, where you fake because you won't come to my baby shower. People don't come out of their face talking to me crazy like that, because it's a boundary in place. And I do everything with respect. When someone asks me a question, I say it very respectfully. And I don't try to dominate anything. I just live life very casual, like how I want somebody to respond to me. So making sure when you say no, you're being respectful, you're still honoring yourself and honoring that person, because that person, it took a lot for them to ask you, especially if they don't ask you a lot. So don't just, put the hammer down on that person and just say no, 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 no. Try to do it in many different ways according to different examples and apply it to your life. So I hope it was helpful. I am a life coach, so if you need help in these departments that I'm sharing for free out here, just giving away jewels. If you need an advanced step, I do have my website, not my website, I'm working on that, but my email available right now, and you can book your appointment that way with me. Right now, I'm offering 1-hour sessions and 2-hour sessions, so it's just different price points. So to make sure that you are aware that there are services out here, there are people that's out here in the kingdom that's trying to give you a wealth of knowledge. I give it away for free every day. So the people that have invested in me, I appreciate it. If this is your first time, welcome to the Blessed Tribe. I'm up here every day, sharing gems, sharing nuggets, sharing life experiences, trying to It promote people to live a healthier life, mentally, physically, wellness, all of that. So make sure that you tune in on tomorrow, and I'll be right back here. God bless.